It's a segment we call Relationship Goes with a Love Coach, and he's in the studio with me. His name is Pastor Simba Woloza. He's a founder and programs coordinator of Strong Bonds Marriage Africa, and author of a book titled The Marriage Handbook, and a pastor at Praise City Church. And he's also a proud Man U supporter. How are you doing, Pastor?
I'm good. Man United 7, Barnsley 0. How are you?
Okay.
That's how we start,
okay.
Our greetings.
Okay.
Even chorophone ikafonwa
Yes.
chitodaira chitodaro kuti Man U 7, Barnsley 0. Hello, how can I help you? Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Winning is nice.
Oh, it's always nice. Winning is always nice. So right, today we've got a very, very interesting topic.
Sure.
Damage control after you've been caught cheating.
You know, Ivka, panobatwa munhu, things can either scale up,
Yes.
escalate, and it kana kuti zvinogona kupacifyiwa, and then people can find each other quicker. Vobatsirana. Kana
Alright.
zvinogona kuita worse. Particularly on that day that we're calling the D-Day. Last week I was talking about the D-Day, but I was, looking at nyaya how you react towards the other woman, the affair partner.
Okay.
I was discouraging drama and all those things. So that was last week. So nasi tukutarisa the unfaithful partner, the one akakonzeresa. Okay. Remember last week we were saying kuti you don't have to cause drama with this affair partner. The person that you must confront is your person, your husband, your spouse, your wife. Akutadzira wacho. Ndo vanofana kupa answers. So today we're looking at munhu akutadzira wacho. Iye munhu atadza wacho rather. Okay, kuti how should they respond to that discovery yaitwa iyoyo. Particularly on this first day that we are calling the D-Day. Kuti ndo pabatwa ma message, ndo pabatwa kuti pane yaunga chitamba. How do you react? Ndo wabatwa ndione mosha. How do you react? Because if you don't know how to react, you may even increase the damage because the damage is already there.
So to the wound.
Yes. So you need to know how to respond. And someone is saying that but let me tell you one thing, D-Day is coming. It is coming, you'll be caught.
One day is one day.
One day is one day. I like it when the Bible talks about it. Now Luke chapter number 8, verse number 17. It's a very interesting verse, and I'm sure most of the people that are tuning in, probably you don't, take it seriously, but it's there. It's in the word. It says that for all that is hidden will eventually be brought into the open, and everything that is concealed will be brought to light and made known to all. This is the word of God, just saying it plainly like that. Kuti zvese zvakavanzika, zvese zvakavigwa, zvichazongobuda pachena, zvichazongozikanwa. So I'm, with my experience as a counselor, I know that one day zvinozongobuda chete. Unogona kufunga kuti ndikatamba yangu hapana nondibata, handibatwe, zvinozongobuda chete.
But the day is coming.
The day is coming. D-Day is coming, and I call it D-Day, and D-Day will surely come. Saka, you have to be very careful how you deal with that discovery as the offending partner, as the unfaithful partner, because one day you'll be busted. You'll be busted. And Moshe aitomboroi. Aitorovi. Unotozongobatwa chet. So, one thing also that we must take note as we start, if kuti someone saying nyaya dzakutaurwa every day nyaya idzodzo. It's true. We are talking about this because these things are happening every day. Zvasiyana nemazuva akudhara kuti pano neapo ndopawainzwa nyaya dzema-affairs, but now it's happening every day. We have a crisis chaichayo. So we really need to address these issues. The more we talk about it, I think there are other people that will actually be helped in the process. So that's the reason why we talk about it. And we are not targeting a particular gender. It's not going to target a gender, but no, all genders are equally to blame.
Okay.
Because, cheating is now an equal opportunities issue. It's not just the other gender, but it's both genders, and we need to address both genders. Okay? So, hakuna gender atuku ataka specifically, but everyone should actually take heed. So, D-Day is coming. It's going to be discovered. So what then happens? So number one, chinoitika, if you definitely panic, you're confronted with information, nema messages kushamari ndo zvawangochiita here all this time. Ndabata my messages aya, I know you're seeing someone, kana ngobvunzwa kunzi who's ningi, you know. Number one, definitely you're going to panic. That's more like the psycho yacho. Ndoka zvinotangira, you panic, okay? Then number two, nopinda mudenial, kune vanotoramba, you know, even if there's overwhelming evidence, unonzwa munhu wachitoramba kuti handisirini message yarasika kana kuti say it's a cycle from panicking to, you know, denying uchiramba. But I think after some discussions, and also after a lot of evidence is presented to you, you will then naturally go into that stage of acceptance. So that's what we want to deal with today. How do you handle that, or those stages, those moments where you are in panic, where you are in denial, where you actually have to accept and then so this is what happens, and you know, it's not what it looks like, it's not what you think. They give all manner of excuses. So we need to look at all that today. But obviously my advice is that start by apologizing.
Not justifying yourself.
Don't. If I want to tang out to apologize, it's not what it looks like. Chichi and before you know it, it then gets physical, and we don't want it to get physical. And I think people can actually manage without getting physical, without fighting. And I'm also wanting to address a myth once, you know, an affair has been discovered, then the marriage cannot be repaired. It can be repaired. As long as you know the process, or what needs to be done, and probably if you can get someone, so it's not automatic simply because there's been an affair, then marriage is over. You can actually find each other. You can work on it, and you know, provided you're doing the right thing, you will definitely repair the relationship that is under the effects of infidelity. As I'm saying this, the emphasis is always, please don't consider infidelity for any reason. There's no justification for infidelity. It's an area this is a no. You can't afford the consequences the infidelity, so you'd rather not go that route. So your actions per discovered paper in the D-Day, they are not to determine how things will go. So it's very important that you know what to do and what not to do. So my presentation today is going to focus on, let me call them the 7 points. 7 women you do for 7 points. If at super 6 can 8 super 7.
Okay.
7 is the number of completeness, and so that's what we're talking about. 7 points that you must consider on the D-Day. If you are the offending partner, if you are the unfaithful partner, you must take heed of this. Maybe it is not happening to you now, but please bookmark this. Chengete the information. You need this information later. Number one, wabatwa. Stop leaking out information over time. Kana uti at notice is truth trickling. Urungopa mbichana. Ka information achiri kupa mbichana usikupa yes. Kana wabatwa. Just volunteer all the information, whatever questions are being asked, please respond. But ukaita zvokuti nhasi wapaka chokwadi mbichana, then mangwana kamwe uchingodaro, you also delay the process of healing for your spouse. So if you are going to tell them everything, of course they're going to be disappointed. Of course, that's somewhere, but I'm sure it's better.
You'd rather tell them everything.
Yes, so that they have to deal with all that in one moment, instead of, nasi, and then next week, then they discover something else, and then they are back again to square one. So you find that their healing process or their healing time is actually prolonged, which is something that we don't want in a situation like that. So don't leak out information over time. Don't truth trickle. Information I won't go bichana. Say it all, and if given an opportunity, volunteer the information. Don't wait for someone to probe and ask questions and then you present the information, but volunteer the information. Okay? If zvinogona kubatsira mumwe wako kuti ahile because akutrasta kuti you are sincere about the process and you really want to reform, you really want to become a better person. Okay. Then number two, stop being defensive. Both kana munhu abatwa if the default mode yemunhu kana ma default settings ndeyekuda kuva defensive. Because hapana munhu ada kunzwa kunzi waita mhosva.
No, oh no.
Aiwa, it's not what it looks like, and you try to, try sort of to cover up and to paint something that is different.
Become more defensive, yes.
And also to accuse the other person, to accuse your spouse. Good, so you pushed me into it. There are people that have the guts to say that.
Yes.
I mean, you made your own decision. If I want to cheat on my partner, and then you turn around and you start accusing your partner again.
But you had the reason why.
No. If I wronged you, why didn't we go kwanamfundisi? Why didn't we go to my counselors? Why didn't we seek for help? If you knew I was to blame or there were some deficiencies in our marriage.
Or why didn't you say something about it?
Yes. So a lot of people then want to be defensive. They want to, they don't want to take ownership. Wakakangasa, vuma mosha yako. I always say this, if ukaona waita mhosva ukada kutiza mpurisa, that's a wrong decision. Don't run away. Mira and mbozi kangomhanya chete uchaiswa chain.
Wane mhosva.
Uchaiswa chain futi andika kunzi usamhanya futi. But ukacooperator hausizosungwa, hausizoswa chain and usapa mpurisa hasha. Mira wotaura nyaya yako uchibvunzwa uchipindura. But ukada kutiza wakupa mpurisa hasha manje. Ende zvazvina kunaka. So please own up. And don't justify, don't give excuses, just own up. Don't put a but at the end with, ndakazviita yes, but you ongoda so no. That's not the place. You can actually address whatever deficiencies are there in your relationship at a later stage. But pa D-Day pokuti wabatwa, usataura zvogona kuita kuti escalate and then you end up fighting because you've said the wrong things. So you must mind what you say, because you may escalate the issues. So please own up. Then number 3, please don't believe everything your spouse says in the heat of the moment during the D-Day. Of course, your spouse is, she or he's hating and they are upset by what you've done. So they are going to say all manner of things. Pampata going to do that, you know what, I want a divorce now.
They'll act out of emotion, yes.
Exactly. Do they mean it naive? I want a divorce now after just discovering that Musiwo? No, they don't.
No, the emotions are everywhere.
Yes. So they're likely to say all those things. But if you then take along that statement, what you want a divorce, I'm going to give it to you. Yes, bring the papers, I'll sign. So yes, they're going to say that out of anger and all that, but don't take along. Just apologize, continue to apologize. And someone is saying, Pastor, I've apologized twice. Yes, continue to do so. Do it for the 20th time. Do it for the I don't know how many times. Just apologize and apologize. That's your duty. That's what you have to do. And be patient. Your wife is going to, to calm down. Or your husband is going to calm down. So please be patient. Wait until they've calmed down. Yes, they're going to say a lot of things. Pamupacho, you don't need to respond. Just wait until they've calmed down and then you can now deal with the facts. Then number 4, please don't live life as normal. Now that this has been discovered, things are normal. Things are not normal. Your spouse is hurting. You can't, after the discovery, then wakutoenda unoona bora remenu nema friends ako. As if things are normal. Things are not normal. Zvotozorwadzisa munhu kuti munhu andirwadzisa abva aenda kana kuti uyu atori ake pafoni atoona ake TV indiri kurwadziwa. The person doesn't care about how I'm feeling. So life is no more normal for you. So understand that kuti things are not normal. Saka deal with the issues. Deal with the issues and zvokutombofara zvokutombomira. Auto prioritize that relationship and repairing that relationship and dealing with that infidelity. Then number 5, don't stop trying to defend your affair partner. Because the moment you do that, you are also communicating to your spouse, you know what, I'm still interested in this person. So don't defend them, because you are going to be put in a corner where you are being pushed to, to defend your affair partner. Don't defend them, because the more you defend them, the more the situation escalates. So don't defend your affair partner. Don't be their lawyer. Because many times people make the mistake of just spending time trying to defend that person. Don't. This was bad. It was a bad decision. The two of you, grown-up adults, you decided to do that. You and affair partner, it was wrong. Don't defend your affair partner. Don't also be defensive even on your part. Own up. It is important. Then number 6, don't point out your spouse's faults and failures. Because there are some people in justifying themselves, in justifying their actions, they then quickly point at their partner's faults and failures and all that. Like I said, that is not the right time to discuss all that. For another day, after we've calmed down, after we've owned up, and after we've taken necessary steps to deal with that infidelity. And mind you, one of the big steps that you must take is to make sure that affair ya pera. Because all this that we're talking about, as long as the affair is still there. So the first important step to take is to make sure that you dissolve that affair. And it must be done openly. Don't come to us saying, personal rules that magarambana say. It must be done openly. You must also consult your spouse. They must also give you ideas if you're in that space. What's the wording that we can use, the words that we can use, and all those things. So it's no power assurance to your spouse. Indeed, this affair ended. So at that point, don't look at the faults and the failures of your spouse. Yes, your spouse is not an angel, we know that. But don't point at that issue, at that particular moment. No, you don't do that. Then number 7, don't demand forgiveness from your hating spouse. And you are not demanding that they forgive you, and you begin to quote scriptures for them. Could you please forgive me now? No. Give them some time to grieve and to mourn over, what has happened in the relationship. Because honestly, putting a gun on their neck and saying, forgive me now,
that's not going to help.
Allow them to process the matter. Allow them to cry. Allow them to ask questions. Allow them to go through the emotions. Yes, you can ask for forgiveness. Ipapo is fine, but don't expect them to actually give it out to you. Ipapo. You've got to give them time to process what they are going through. Okay. Then number 8. Ndakupa 8 bonus. Tunyoda kugumira pa number 7 if sakatakupa zvedu number 8.
Right.
Okay. Not answering all your spouse's questions. That you must never do. Kanani mibvunzo yanayo, please respond. Answer to the best of your ability. The reason why they are asking, they want closure. Okay, particularly kana muri kubatsirwa na counselor ari kukubatsira, that counselor must explain to your personality. The reason why they want that information is not that they can use it against you and then they pack their bags and leave. No, it's for them to find closure. So it is very important. But I also understand that people are different depending on their personalities. There are some people, they just want little information. There are some people that want just little information and it's enough for them to make a decision. And then there are some that want the whole issue to be discussed. Yeah, so that's it for today. Please come through to my WhatsApp, 0773 000 000. I've got something big coming up for couples. Please come through to my WhatsApp. Tell me your name and your marital status, 0773 000 000. My time is up and I thank you for yours.
Right, so that was Pastor Simba. Do catch him again next week, Thursday. We are Star FM, sounding good all the time.